then feeling the pressure of, I can't.
Yes.
Or whatever it may be. And again, going back to the failure point is far better of a marker than how heavy you're lifting now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because some body weight exercises too can get you close to failure.
You literally just read my mind. I was about to ask that question next.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, if someone goes, I don't have a gym membership, can't afford it, don't have access to one, I have very little time to work out right now, maybe I have 20 minutes, I only have space to do body weight on my bedroom floor or on my living room floor. What is the difference between body weight and then barbell weights or, any other type of weight?
If you're training close to failure, it doesn't matter. I like to use push-ups as an example.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people can't do more than 30 push-ups physically. Like they would fail before they got to 30 push-ups. And so that is an effective stimulus for building muscle. If you could do more than 30 push-ups, then your body weight is not challenging enough.
Mm-hmm.
Pull-ups, same thing. You could do maybe just a few pull-ups before getting close to failure. And that's a body weight exercise. However, there are some body weight exercises that are just difficult to load up enough. So like a lunge, for example, you might feel like you could do 100 lunges or more. Just because they're stronger muscles. They do require external load in the form of a machine, a cable, a barbell, a kettlebell, whatever you have. But this is why I say, yes, some body weight exercises can absolutely be effective, but just go back to, can I do more than 30 reps? And if I can, it's not heavy enough. And maybe it means involving or investing in a set of dumbbells or a kettlebell or two or whatever you need to add that external load.
If someone wanted to just get started tomorrow and they've almost not thought about their physical health for a long time, where should they start?
What's really cool about beginners is that they will see results with far less stimulus than those that are trained. Mm-hmm. So if you have already been working out, the bar is higher. You do need to apply some of these things that we're talking about if you already have a consistent workout routine. If you don't, you can do far less than that and see results pretty quickly. It's what's called like newbie gains. Mm-hmm. So this is really exciting for someone that's new. It's really motivating to keep going because you're like, oh, I don't have to smash my body.
How many squats should the average person be able to do?
I don't think that there's a number that matters. I think what matters is overall muscle growth and strength. And there are a variety of exercises you can do to build muscle growth and strength. I will say I have not, again, this is contentious, but I have not done squats in like over 5 years. I just don't do that. Squats have never felt good on my back. I'm one of those people that has to lean far forward and I don't enjoy them. And so I don't do them. And I think giving myself that freedom to not do exercises that I just hated was so freeing for me and allowed me to stay so much more consistent. And my body didn't hurt. Like I just really struggled with so much chronic pain. And that's because I was forcing myself to do exercises that were making it worse.
Yeah.
Not to say that squats are automatically going to give you back pain. I'm not saying that.
You're just saying for you.
For me, and I think that everyone can kind of find those things for themselves. Some people hate push-ups. You don't have to do push-ups. You can do chest presses, works the exact same muscle group. What I will say is you don't want to ignore any muscle group. Yeah. So work all of the muscle groups in your body, but just there's so many different exercises. We have so many different options. So you can choose what you like and what feels good for you.
Yeah, you can work that muscle group in another way.
So many different ways.
There's not just one way. And yeah, mine are RDLs. I just like, it's the worst thing. Like I'll be in pain.
Yes.
And like, it's like I never get lower back pain, but if I do RDLs with a heavy enough weight, it's like that's what I'm going to have.
Yeah.
And then it ruins my workout for the next 3 days. And there's plenty of other ways to work that muscle group.
And ultimately the goal is to build strength and muscle in the hamstrings. And so maybe you can do hamstring curls instead. And that achieves the same goal. Unless I will say like, maybe you want to compete in like high rocks or a CrossFit competition. You need to be doing those exercises in order to train your body to be good when you perform those exercises in that competition. But if you're just trying to get fit, trying to be strong, maybe you're trying to look more muscular, more defined, or quote unquote toned, whatever the word is, there's no one exercise that's required.
I wanted to shift over to losing weight.
Yes.
Because I'm assuming that's another top goal that everyone comes to you with. Should I want to build muscle? I want to lose weight.
Yes.
What's the biggest thing we're getting wrong about losing weight right now?
We are over glorifying exercise as a fat loss tool. It just doesn't move the needle as much as we think. When you do that, when you're focusing on cardio to lose fat, not only do we see from many studies that it produces underwhelming fat loss, but there's an opportunity cost. Maybe you're doing cardio or kind of going to these really hard workout classes or whatever it may be to lose fat, but you're not intentionally strength training. And the opportunity cost is that when you lose weight overall, let's say you're in a calorie deficit and you're losing weight, that weight can come from both fat and muscle unless you are intentionally strength training. So we see that 25% of weight loss can come from muscle if you're not properly strength training. So there's an opportunity cost. So I think that's the biggest thing that people do wrong is they over prioritize cardio and make strength training kind of the cornerstone of your routine. And that way, any weight loss is coming from fat, not muscle.
Mm-hmm. So that's a shift we can make.
I think so.
Yeah, I think that was a big one for me too. I think I was like playing so much sport.
Yes.
And I was just not losing the fat that I had left to lose. Like I wasn't, and because you're not building any muscle.
Totally.
It was, it didn't make any difference really.
And you're very active, which is great.
Yeah.
There was actually a recent paper that came out that I thought was really illuminating. They studied over 5,000 women aged, I think it was over 60, like 60 to 99 or something. And they followed them for 8 years. And they found that the people that lived the longest were the strongest. And this was even up against other women that were very active. So being active is not enough. Having more muscle and strength gives you that extra layer of protection. And I know that people think about like, oh, I'll worry about that when I'm older. It's like, no, what you're doing now is so important because this is all compounding on itself. You can't wait until you're older to build muscle because it does take years. And like you and I are even talking about, like, even if you're doing all the right things, you still have to tinker. You still have to figure out like, how can this work within my lifestyle, within my goals, within how I want to eat, with what activities I want to do as my cardio. So there is a learning period. It's a skill that you have to develop. So I don't think we should wait until we get to that age to develop our muscle and strength.
What's the cutoff point from which you can't build muscle as much as fast anymore?
There is no cutoff point. You can build muscle at any age. I will say, as you get older, and I don't know the cutoff age of like when it gets harder, but as you get older, recovery demand gets higher. So you just typically don't recover as well when you're older. And so it does get harder to add a lot of volume of exercise because you're just not recovering from that. So using your 20s and your 30s to build a bank of muscle, you will be so happy with yourself that you did that when you get into your 40s, 50s, beyond. But if you're listening and you're in your 40s, 50s, beyond, it's never too late. What
should we be doing for weight loss that we're not doing right now?
So I will say, again, I'm not formally trained in nutrition, but nutrition is really the primary piece for weight loss and fat loss. What I do, and I have body recompositioned 3 times now. So I did it once before my first baby, and then I did it in between my pregnancies, and then I'm doing it for the 3rd time now after my 2nd.
Explain to me how you define body recomposition.
Body recomposition is losing fat while building muscle. And those 2 processes I like to think of as individual processes, but they can happen at the same time. They can happen whether you are new to training or whether you're trained. Like someone like me can still body recomposition. Someone like you that's already trained, you can still body recomposition with the right ingredients. But I like to think about nutrition as your primary tool for fat loss. And what I have found the most success in is being in a very slight calorie deficit. Not in a huge calorie deficit because that's really hard to sustain and you kind of end up yo-yoing. So a very slight.
I can relate.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Same. I used to like eat nothing during the week and then I would just binge on the weekends. And it's just like,
that is what I'm doing right now.
Yes.
I'm just making up for like the binge is ruining the deficit of the entire 5-6 days.
Yes. I heard a metabolic scientist say hunger always wins. Like it's always going to win. So you have to work with your physiology. Our body does not like aggressive energy deficits because our body's always trying to keep us safe. And if it senses an energy deficit, hunger increases, cravings increase. And so it's our body kind of working against itself. But if the calorie deficit is slight enough that your body doesn't feel like it's in an energy scarcity, you can sustain that and see better results. But it's not going to be an overnight thing, but it is something that you can sustain and again, compounds.
Yeah, that's helpful to hear because I find that I can do that sometimes where I can pretty much fast the whole day and then at night you're just like...
Totally.
Just going crazy. And then you're like, wait a minute, what was the point of that? Because sure, I made it till 6 p.m. and, had done a extreme fast and now I'm just, going crazy.
Right.
Or once a week. If someone is going to have a cheat meal, how does it have to work? Talk to me about, is that even worth it? Should it be, or should it be a general balance throughout the week? What do you recommend when it comes to that?
That's interesting. I've never really seen meals as like cheat meals or cheat days or anything like that. I just typically like to apply what we call gentle consistency into my nutrition. So for the most part, 80% of what I eat is highly nutritious within my calorie plan based on my goals, within my protein goals. But 20% of the time I'm going out to eat with my husband and we always get dessert. I typically have a cocktail or 2 and I plan that in for my week. And I do that, a couple couple times every week, but I don't necessarily see it. I think it's a mindset shift. Like I don't see it as the cheat meal. I just see it as like part of my lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what's so hard for so many of us. We're so black and white when it comes to nutrition. And I think, I know it. Why is it so hard? It really is. And I think it just does take time. And this is also why tracking your food takes a lot of time. It's annoying. Maybe there's an AI tool now that like makes it easier.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it can be so helpful so that you can kind of understand like, oh, I can have my favorite food and it not derail me. Or like I'm really under eating here and no wonder I'm so starving and binging all the time. So getting some clarity around where you're sitting on your calories can be really helpful.
I had a really good system where I'm pretty much eating really extremely healthy, probably like 6.5 days a week.
Yeah.
And then I'm allowing one meal for myself to eat something that, like I'm talking about like burger fries or something like that, right?
Yes.
But I'm not sure if some of that burger fries dessert that I'm having is so extreme from a calorie point of view and from a nutrition point of view that it's actually setting me back. And I need to kind truly shift there.
Probably not. I would say
it's probably all in
not.
my head.
Yeah.
It's all in my head. Yeah.
I just had a burger and fries last night. Like I truly think, I love a burger and fries. That's the best.
Yeah.
Again, I would track it and see you might find like, oh, this isn't really setting me back as much as I think it is.
Yeah.
But this is another reason too why I think one of the reasons why I've found so much more balance with it over time is because A, I've like tinkered with it for a long time. I think there is a learning phase.
Yeah.
But B, I have more muscle mass. And when you have more muscle mass, your glucose metabolism improves. Muscle increases the storage sites for the sugars that we eat to be stored. And so when you have more muscle mass, you store more sugar in muscle rather than being stored as fat. And it can help you balance your cravings because insulin sensitivity also improves. So having more muscle can kind of act as that buffer.
I think that's what I'm feeling as well, that as I build more and as I get more consistent with that, I think that's going to offset this.
It does. I think you're in this critical like learning phase.
Yeah.
And this is where a lot of people give up and they're like, it's not working. And keep going, because as soon as you get to the other side of that, like I've experienced this, as soon as you get to the other side of that, then it's a lifestyle and you crave your workouts. And I never thought I would do that. Even though I've been in the fitness industry.
I'm there now. I've got to
Are you
that.
there?
Yes,
Good.
I've got to do my workouts.
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out the rest of it. But
the food is hard. And food is hard because, and this is why I always say I defer to the experts because man, there's so much with food because it's not just like calories and it's also so mental. We have so much emotion and tradition and celebration wrapped up in food. So it's really, really difficult. It's such an intertwined part of our life. So it's hard. It just is.
Or just being a recovering sugar addict like me.
Oh my God, yes.
So I have the biggest sweet tooth in the world. So I could actually avoid everything else. But if it comes to like a good chocolate fudge cake with like ice cream or that kind of thing.
Oh, same.
Like,
forget it.
Yeah.
I get dessert every single time I go out to eat. And I'm just like, that's just never going to change. I just love it.
But I guess, you become so confident. And that's what it is. It's a confidence in your workout and having been there before and recognizing it where you don't over-index or over-amplify these things mentally and get caught up in your head about, oh God, I did that and I shouldn't have eaten that, and that kind of guilt that comes with it. How long did it take you to kind of get rid of some of those emotional things, at least in your personal experience? I know you're not a nutrition or a dietitian, we're not talking about that, but even for you personally, was there ever a period where you went through where it was like, I still feel guilty or I shame myself? Because I know that's what I hear from our audience and community too, where it's like, you're doing well and then you have one bad day and then you guilt and shame yourself and now it's ruined your week. And now for the rest of the month, you don't work out. Or you've been good for 30 days and you had an off week and now you went on vacation and now you're mad at yourself. Like, talk to me a bit about that.
Oh yeah. I've been through all of the different chapters of my relationship with my food. And it started with kind of under eating during the week, eating as little as possible, and then binging on the weekends. And then once I shifted to more of like a balanced nutrition, so like eating enough protein, fueling enough, that helped a little bit. And this was only, several years ago, but I still kind of you do feel that guilt. Like that doesn't always go away where you're like, I shouldn't have this cocktail or I shouldn't have this dessert or I shouldn't have this piece of pizza. And that food noise, I just don't know that it ever fully goes away. It's gotten so much better, I will say. Like, again, last night I had a burger and fries at my hotel and I was like, it's so weird. I was just reflecting. I was like, I don't feel guilty about this at all. Like I'm enjoying this because I know that 80% of the time, like I eat really well to fuel my body. And I have seen time after time that having some meals that I really enjoy sprinkled into my life just does not derail my progress.
Yeah.
Now, if you're trying to like prepare for a bikini competition, like all those things do matter, but most of us aren't trying to do that. We just want to feel confident in our bodies and feel like we have less noise around that food.
Yeah, for sure. Wanted to hand you our little friend here. So,
oh my gosh, you had this hiding back there. I didn't even notice. Oh, that's so good.
And I wanted to ask you, because I think one of the things you're like such a proponent of this, and I've heard it today, which is like this: you don't have to crush yourself. You don't have to just think that you have to sweat. What parts of our body on a daily basis are we putting stress on that we don't even realize?
Feet first. I like to think people neglect feet. We shove our feet in socks and shoes that are too tight. Hi, I'm wearing pointy shoes right now.
They're wonderful, by the way.
Thank you. But it's not good for our feet.
Yeah.
And this compounds over decades to the point where we lose neuromuscular connection to our feet. And you should be able to articulate each of your toes. The listeners can try this right now. Can you leave all four toes down and just lift up your big toe?
Yes.
Okay. And then do the opposite. Big toe down, all four little toes lift up.
Yes.
Okay. Great. You're already like 90% better than most people. Can you bring your big toe towards midline? So towards the inside of your shoe, like this with your big toe.
Yes. If your shoe's big enough.
You are, if your shoe is big enough, like I'm not, I can't do any of that right now with these pointy shoes, but most people cannot do that, even though we have those muscles there to be able to do that. But we've lost the wiring. We've lost the connection because we've stuffed our feet in socks and shoes that are too tight. And so this is why I'm a proponent of working out barefoot or in socks so that you can feel the floor.
Oh,
you can connect to your feet. If you're doing cardio or high intensity stuff where you're jumping, you might want a shoe on to help you absorb some of that force. But lifting weights, I like to lift weights barefoot. I think it is one way for us to improve the neuromuscular connection to our feet. We're also, in Evelo, we're always doing mobility warm-ups. So we're always doing foot and ankle mobility warm-ups to rewire that connection from our brain to our feet. Because everything from the feet up, your foot is your platform. It will dictate the forces that go through your knee, the forces that go through your hip, the forces that go through your spine, all the way up the chain. So if this is rigid and isn't working how it should be, everything else up the chain isn't going to work properly.
Wow. Any others? That was great. I never thought of
you didn't think I was going to give you that, did you?
Yeah, you don't even think about your feet. Like that. No. That's why I love that answer, is because your feet are, you just said your feet are your platform.
Yes.
And the feet are how we feel everything else.
Yes.
But we just don't think about them. We just kind of take them for granted and just go, like, thanks for being there.
100%.
And if, we didn't want to take our socks off and see if we could do the foot thing.
Exactly.
No one wants to see our feet. But,
no one wants to see
I
our
hope
feet.
everyone's doing that back at home and trying it out. I think that's such a great little test.
It is.
How can people reconnect with that if they weren't able to do the 3 things you mentioned?
Yeah.
What do we do about that? Practice it? Is that just...
So I used to give this to my patients all the time as physical therapists because a lot of things do come from the feet. Like a lot of joint dysfunction can originate at the feet. So I would give them these exercises and they would start by being like, I can't even do one single rep. Like I can't coordinate it. And then it's funny because they get competitive with themselves and they try to do it like all day long and they'll come back to me in like a few days and be like, I can do it now. Okay. And it's again, because the muscles are there, you just have to rewire that connection from your brain to your muscles. So just practice those even 3 exercises. You'll find that if you do it enough, like you will be able to do them after maybe a couple weeks. And also just warming up your feet before you exercise. Ankle circles, foot circles, spreading out your toes, feeling the floor underneath you. That will lead to such a more productive workout. Your body will get that cue of safety and stability from the ground up. Feet are so important. I don't get to talk about this that much, so I'm so glad you're asking. I love to nerd out about this topic.
Is there any other area of the body that you want to pick on for the stress that we don't think about?
Yes, I'm going to give you maybe another unexpected one. The eyes.
Interesting.
So eyes are very important, obviously, for so many different reasons. Our 5 senses give us information about what's going on in the environment around us and tell our nervous system if there is a threat or if we're safe. And that can dictate muscle tone. So you're more relaxed if you don't feel like there's a threat. If your nervous system senses there's something around me that might not be safe, your muscles tense up. And that can lead to joint dysfunction over time. It can lead to neck issues, headaches. But the eyes take in, I think it's about 10 billion bits per second of information, a ton of information at one given time. And so if you're giving your eyes good information, the rest of your body can follow suit. But a lot of times what we're doing is we're staring at screens that are this far away from us. We're not ever looking out into the distance. We put on glasses and we just get stronger and stronger and stronger prescriptions. But when you start to train your eyes, you might feel like your body moves better because you have better information. Your nervous system has better information. Headaches can go away. Neck pain can go away. So eye drills were something that I gave my patients a lot too when they would come to me with neck and shoulder stuff.
Wow, which you don't even think about again.
You don't think about it.
Yeah, you're just kind of like looking around, not even thinking about your eye muscles.
Totally. You're not thinking about it at all. And it can make us, it can help with posture as well. Because if you're trying to look at something and you're cranking your head forward all day long, but if you have better, cleaner information through your eyes, it helps with posture as well.
You brought up posture. What can we do for better posture? Like I believe the more I've been working out and building muscle, my posture has improved drastically.
Yes.
And I can't believe before when I used to pretend to have to stand like this.
Yes.
And now you're like, oh, your body's actually doing that for you naturally. Talk to me about the connection between posture, muscle, and just what we can do to get better posture.
Posture, I would say posture is a function of your environment. So how you are posturing all day long will influence how your body holds itself. But strength training is one of the best things you can do for your posture. And getting strong all over. It's not just your back muscles. All of your muscles need to be strong in order for your skeleton to be held in a good posture. So strength training is the number one thing. But I always say posture is complicated. So if you are having issues, go see a provider. And I know that's not a very nobody wants to hear that, but it's so complex. Like we just talked about, it could be originating at your feet. It could be because of originating at your eyes. Could be originating in a place that you don't even realize you're doing. And so just giving you shoulder blade squeezes and telling you that's going to improve your posture, I just don't think that that's very effective because it's so complex.
Yeah. No, it's been a game changer for me because I felt like we're all on our phones. So my posture was getting weaker just by the fact that I'm constantly holding my phone and looking down, and I started to feel neck pain and upper shoulder pain. And then working out has definitely just made it easier to have better posture, and at the same time notice how easy it is to kind of to and fro between having good posture and not because of our phones and our devices. And even for everyone who's just sedentary all day, like sitting even like this, even when we're doing the podcast, I'm always in my head thinking, gosh, I was sitting for so long.
Yeah, totally.
And it's great to have the comment, and I love it. But at the same time, I'm like, gosh, we need to move so much more throughout the day.
We need to move. We need to and that's why I say if you're sitting all day long, get up and try to move at least once an hour, because that will be far more beneficial than taking 20 minutes a day to squeeze your shoulder blades together. What you're doing throughout your day is so much more important. Yeah, getting up, moving around, circling your hips, moving your feet, moving your ankles, maybe doing some eye drills, looking out into the distance. All of those things can make huge impacts on your posture.
I was going to ask that. Let's formulate that for people. What's a great 3-minute workout you could do every hour, or movement you could do every hour that people could do at work, at their desk, at home, wherever they are, that would help them stay active the whole day?
Some jumping jacks. Simple, gets your body moving, gets your eyes up. Makes your arms move out to the side, your legs move out to the side. We're so forward and backwards. So doing some jumping jacks would be great. Circling your feet, circling your hips, circling your shoulders. Maybe you do that for about a minute. So a minute of jumping jacks, a minute of just overall mobility around your whole body, starting with the feet, moving all the way up. And then maybe a minute of breath work. I think that a minute of breath work might be the most impactful thing that you could do for your whole day. So what I recommend for breath work is hugging your rib cage so that you can feel your ribs move, because we want our rib cage to inflate so the diaphragm moves downwards. And that allows the kind of canister of our abdominals to work properly and our breath mechanics to work properly and the lungs expand. So breathe in through your nose and feel your ribs move out into your hands, up towards your shoulders. And then just breathe out and don't contract anything. Just let it all go and feel how it just passively recoils back to midline and your shoulders relax and your jaw relaxes. And then maybe just take 5 deep breaths like that. Breathe in, feel the ribcage expand, not just side to side, but forward, backwards, and at the angles, and then breathe out. And just doing that can immediately reset your nervous system. We include that in the beginning and end of every single one of our classes, and it immediately centers you. Even just doing that, I just felt just this sense of calm.
It's like giving yourself a hug too.
Yeah, it is. I know, it's nice.
Oh, that's great. I'm going to use that. I've never heard that before.
Good.
What's that technique called?
Diaphragmatic breathing.
Oh, that is just diaphragmatic breathing.
Yes.
You're just holding yourself.
But the cue of your hands helps you know what should be moving.
Yes.
So the rib cage moving and inflating, and because a lot of people breathe either with their shoulders or with their belly. We've been taught to breathe with our belly. It's actually the rib cage that should be expanding as you inhale.
Oh, got it. That's neat. Yeah, I like that practice. Yeah, because I've held my palm on my stomach before.
Yeah.
But really when you're talking about diaphragm, you're saying you're going to feel that more through the rib cage.
Yes. And you will find that one side might not move the same way as the other side. And so really trying to breathe into all sides. I struggle with the left side. So I really try to breathe into my left side. And I find when I focus on that, my nervous system completely calms. It is very, very powerful.
Wow. Gonna try that out.
Yeah.
Love it. What's is there a different recommendation that you have for people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s in terms of what their workouts should look like?
No, I really don't. And I think that the fitness industry loves to overcomplicate this. And I think specifically the group of people that are being told that they need to do something different is people in peri and postmenopause. And we just see that these women can train similarly. Again, you're training close to failure, anywhere from 4 reps all the way up to 30 reps. You are targeting muscles 1 to 2 times per week, 2-ish times if you can. You're giving your body enough recovery. We see that even in peri and postmenopausal women, that works so well. You can do that whether you are 20, 30, 40 and beyond, and it will continue to be effective, which is just so empowering because I think when we overcomplicate things, we just don't stay consistent.
Yeah. And everything else that you've said as well, which is like leading into activities that you enjoy doing that work for you.
Yes.
Finding a schedule that works for you. I know you've answered this in different ways. I wanted to kind of find one place to have the answer. If you could help design someone's ideal workout schedule week, what would it look like?
If you follow these 4 things, I can pretty much guarantee you will see muscle growth. So reps, REPS, each letter stands for a different principle of building muscle. You can forget everything else you know about fitness and just focus on these 4 things. The R stands for repetitions, like we said, training to failure or 1 to 3 reps shy of failure in every set of every exercise. Rep ranges can be anywhere from 4 reps all the way up to 30 reps or anywhere in between. You can change it up based on your preference, based on the exercise, based on the day. Exercise selection is number 2. That's the E. 2 important things with exercise selection. I think about choosing one muscle group to work at a time, not trying to combine upper and lower body like we talked about. Number 2, choosing exercises that feel good in your body and that you enjoy so that you can reliably take that muscle group close to failure. There's no one required exercise that everyone has to do. P is protein, eating 0.75 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight per day. And S is structure. So working each muscle group 2-ish times per week on non-consecutive days, splitting those workouts into 3 to 5 workouts per week. So if you follow those things, you can kind of play within those guidelines to find what allows you to stay the most consistent, but you can I can pretty reliably tell you that you will see results. I will say it takes time. People think that if they've been working out for a month, they should miraculously see their body change. Muscle growth takes about 8 to 12 weeks. So make sure that you're not giving up before you're seeing the results. So make sure that you're consistent for at least 12 weeks before you change things up.
Yeah, I think that patience part is so important and the clarity of just knowing, because I think you watch everyone on social media and I was like, this is what I did in 30 days. And you're like, wait, why can't I do that in 30 days?
I know. And it's a shame because yes, you can lose fat in a short amount of time, but like, are you going to be able to sustain that? So many people do these fitness challenges and then they burn out and then they end back up at square one. And they maybe even lost some muscle while they did it. If they were in an aggressive calorie deficit or doing a lot of cardio, and not only are they back at square one, but they're worse than when they started. So be in it for the long haul. We've got the rest of our lives to work out.
What's the biggest workout myth you've seen on social media?
You would think that this would die because we have so much information that it's not true, but spot treating fat. So trying to do crunches or doing a workout with the intention that it will make you toned up or quote unquote snatched. That's the term that internet loves right now in a certain area. So like for your bat wings, this exercise will help get rid of your bat wings. This exercise will help flatten your lower belly pooch. Those are all things that I see. And we just find that exercise cannot spot treat fat. You can't preferentially choose where you lose fat. Fat loss happens systemically across your whole body, and your body chooses where it mobilizes fat first. You can't really control that, unfortunately. So I think that this causes people to overwork certain muscle groups in their body and be frustrated when they're not seeing the results that they were promised.
Yeah, that's good to know. I think that's everyone knows that, but you're hoping someone's going to...
Totally.
It's like...
Totally.
Yeah, it's like a painful truth.
Yes.
I love it. Shannon, is there anything that I haven't asked you today that you wish I did ask you?
I don't think so. My hope is that I don't want anyone to listen to this and feel like they're doing it wrong or defensive. I just hope that people listen to this episode and take away that there's a way to get strong, get fit. Yes, see the aesthetic goals that you're after, but also be nicer to yourself along the way. I've been there. I know what it feels like to smash your body. And my hope is that this just gives people the empowerment and the education to do that. So I hope it helps people.
What was the hardest point in your personal health journey that you've experienced?
I think my chronic pain from overuse. Thinking that it was my body that was the problem when really it was my workout that was the problem. It was that I was doing at least an hour of exercise every day, hard exercise, not taking recovery days, feeling guilty for taking recovery days. Like my Saturday and Sunday, if I didn't work out, I'd be like, I should have done that. I feel so bad being glued to my fitness watch. I remember if I didn't burn enough calories in my workout, I would literally do jumping jacks in my apartment at the end of the day to try to hit that calorie goal. And now I don't even track any of that. And I see so much better results. And I just want to scream this from the rooftops because it truly is such a mental and physical transformation. But you just have to give it enough time and give your body the right stimulus.
And tell me about the platform Evlo that you built, because people can find these programs and plans on there, right?
Yes. So Evlo is my fitness platform. Every class, all follow along classes. So if you like to follow a class, this is great because we are training with you. We are doing the workout with you. We're showing you what it looks like and feels like to get close to failure. We are giving you all the options you have for certain exercises. If you don't like an exercise, you can see all the options right there. We structure the week for you so you know you're getting enough volume and frequency. The workouts are only 35 minutes. And each class is taught by a doctor of physical therapy. So we're really helping you understand your body because we believe education is so important. So you can work out with us 3, 4, or 5 times per week, depending on your schedule. It's all effective. It all works great. EvloFitness.com. Yeah.
I love it. That's awesome. It's great that there's a destination for people to actually find all of this. I think you've given so much insight today and so much education and busted so many myths for us, but I'm glad that people can actually go to the platform to find a plan and commit to a plan. And I'd love to see so many people who've been listening and watching today go and build a new 30-day habit and lock in and find a consistent schedule that they love there as well. So
I hope so too. And could I give a code to your listeners? Okay.
Yeah.
They can use On Purpose for 6 weeks free.
I love that.
So they can really, really get it. And then if you do those 6 weeks, you're halfway there to seeing visible muscle growth. So
okay, use the code On Purpose.
On Purpose for 6 weeks free at Evlo Fitness.
6 weeks free. That's awesome. Okay, thank you so much.
Yay!
That's so kind. That's incredible. Yeah, I hope everyone goes and uses that. You got 6 weeks of free workouts.
Yes.
That's unbelievable. That's so much help and support. Thank you so much.
Of course.
That's huge. Shannon, we end every episode of On Purpose with a final 5. These questions have to be answered in 1 sentence maximum.
Oh gosh. I'm going to struggle with that. I'll do my best.
I often break the rules because I'm so intrigued. But,
I'll do my best.
So
okay.
Dr. Shannon Ritchie, these are your final 5.
Okay.
The first question is, what is the best advice you've ever heard or received?
Take personal responsibility for any change that you want to see in your life.
That's a great answer. We haven't heard that before. I love that.
Good.
Great answer. I couldn't agree with you more. I think personal accountability, agency, it builds confidence, it builds self-esteem, like all of the self-love, self-belief stuff we talk about. It only comes when you take accountability.
It does.
Change you want to see in your life. Yeah,
it's up to you. Nobody else is going to come save you. It's up to you. It's so empowering.
Yeah, great answer. Second question, what is the worst advice you've ever heard or received?
No pain, no gain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it comes back to fitness. I mean, no pain, no gain was really so not effective for me in so many ways.
Question number 3, what's a fitness habit or workout that you wish you started earlier?
I wish I would have built muscle at the age of 19 or 20.
Because it would have been easier to hold on to? Is that how it works?
It compounds. It gets easier the more you do it. And the beauty about muscle is that if you were to ever lose it, it comes back quicker the second time you build it.
Yeah.
So investing in it that first time is the hardest, but it will pay you back over and over and over.
Wow, incredible. Question number 4, something that you used to value that you don't value anymore when it comes to your health?
My fitness watch. I used to obsess about burning calories, and I just don't do that anymore because I just know it's not very effective and reliable. And so I don't use that as a way to measure my workouts anymore.
Do you think it's important for a certain period of time? Is it valuable for people to do that, and how should they use it if they are using data? What should we count? Actually, it's probably a bit broader question you can answer in more than 1 sentence. Like, what should people count? What should people measure when it comes to weight loss, fat loss, muscle gain? What should we be tracking?
I think food and strength training are obviously the number 1 things. We also want to stay overall active. We see from data that around 7,500 steps per day is associated with positive health outcomes. So I do have an Aura ring, and I will sometimes, I just like to track like different seasons of my life. I've had it for like 3 years. And I just like to look back and see like, oh, when I was in a super stressful time in my life, I wasn't very active. How can I maybe change something about my day-to-day to stay more active? Or what lifestyle habits can I adjust during a stressful period of my life? So I like to use trackers to just kind of give you an overall activity, a picture of your activity, rather than obsessing about hitting a certain number. Because what we see is, if you're active overall, like doing a ton more isn't necessarily going to give you a ton more gain, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and that's just how we think about everything.
I know. You do see diminishing returns with exercise. And this is not me saying don't be as active as possible. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying a lot of people think that it has to be all or nothing. And so they end up doing nothing.
Amazing. 5th and final question. We asked this to every guest who's ever been on the show. If you could create one law that everyone in the world had to follow, what would it be?
Maybe this is me just being an optimist, but giving people the benefit of the doubt, not fitness related at all. I just find that we're all trying to do our best and you don't know what somebody's going through. And so if you have a negative interaction, trying to give people the benefit of the doubt, even if they had bad intentions, it feels better for you to give them the benefit of the doubt. Oh, maybe they're going through, maybe they had a death in the family, or maybe they're going through something that I can't see or know. So that's what I really do try to do. And it's hard. It's not that I'm perfect at it, but I wish that more people did that too.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Dr. Shannon Rich, I'm so grateful that we got to spend this time together. I feel like I learned so much. Our workouts are never going to look the same.
Good.
I know that everyone in my audience will have gained such a wealth of insight, whether it's about building muscle, weight loss, losing fat, or even learning about our precious feet and our precious eyes that we undervalue and underestimate. I hope that our audience will go and connect with you on the Evlo platform and find more workouts and schedules that they can live by and follow. And I hope we get to see you again here on the show.
I would love to be back anytime.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Yay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.